Hello everyone, this is Chaim Durst, the Wordmuse. Today I'd like to talk about family. Family shapes us more than anything else in our life, from a very early age to throughout our life. Our parents, our children, our siblings, our extended family as well, shapes who we are and how we got that way. And for that reason, it's an excellent topic for you to cover in your personal statement. Looking back on the 30 students that I work with this year, 5 or 6 of them wrote their personal statements on some aspect of familial relations. And all of those got into their first and second choice colleges, including Ivy Leagues. It may seem like a very simple topic, but it can yield very rich dividends for you if you're willing to mine it. Parents and siblings in our extended family shape our emotions, our physical reality, and our intellect in innumerable ways. So these are some of the questions that I use when I brainstorm with students. Are you closer to your father or your mother? And how so? And why do you think that is? What quality does that person you're closer to have that makes you feel safe and nourished? Think about that question right now. Maybe jot down some notes. Another question that I ask students is regarding who you are, your physical, emotional, intellectual makeup, your identity, are you more similar to your father or mother? How so? Do you feel like your upbringing has shaped who you are? So in essence, this question, do you believe you feel a certain way, act a certain way, or think a certain way because you were raised a certain way? I love this question. Certainly, I act, I think, and I feel a certain way because I was raised a certain way, 100%. What's been the most challenging aspect of dealing with your family or a specific family member? And more specifically, has your identity or your outlook and your philosophy been shaped by a familial crisis? Often, we are shaped more by crisis than by success. So talking about an illness, talking about some type of disruption in the family dynamic can allow the reader to see how you've grown through that crisis, how you would grow in general through dealing with challenges in your life. I'm going to give you an example here. It may seem like a bit surprising because I'm going to be talking about a dream fragment. This is one of my favorite essays. Again, one of the questions on the Comment app allows you to write about whatever you want to write about, which I urge students to write their own prompt. Why not take this opportunity that they give you to narrow down the field that you are describing? And a prompt is one of the most effective ways to do that. So here's the beginning of the essay. It's called Dream Fragment. I think having a title for your essay is also very important. Prompt. Double prompt here. Describe a recent nightmare or otherwise disquieting dream. Pick specific elements that appear in that dream and explain how each is a symbol for a particular event, person, or emotion. Then draw some overall conclusions about the meaning of the dream. I love that prompt. Okay, the dream is in italics here. She slows down. Amy does, that is. What a great opening line. She gives me a long, tired look, taking my white t-shirt and black pants. Are you judging me? That may be one of my favorite lines in all the essays I've ever been a part of. Who are they? Who is this writer talking to? The reader? Yes, the reader is judging them. Readers diving into and dissecting different aspects of this writer's past and identity, which is a very invasive process. Are they judging themselves? Is there someone in this dream that is judging them? It's such a versatile line by using the pronoun you. I climb in wordlessly. She doesn't ask me why I am standing alone in the middle of the desert. and I don't volunteer an explanation. Later, I urge you to pause this frame and just look at the pronouns here. She, you, I, me. It's very, very wonderful wordplay with the pronouns. We just drive together in silence. The passenger side window is open, but I feel no breeze at all. I gaze out the window, not paying any attention to the scenery flashing by. Then we reach our destination. I don't know where we are, but we're there. She parks the car and we both get out. As I do so, I notice that my bag, my wallet are dripping wet. I look back inside the car and run my fingers longingly over the gray interior. It's completely dry. Then I notice that my bag is also wet. I too am dripping from head to toe. I don't bother to dry off, however, and Amy doesn't offer to help. I feel angry and frustrated. It's not dirty water, I notice, for my white t-shirt remains unstained. I wake up, close to tears. This seems like a very unremarkable dream. When this person came into my office and I said, well, we were brainstorming. I said, do you remember your dreams? And she said, yes, I do. I said, oh, can you tell me about a nightmare or something that really stirred you deeply? And she told me this dream. And as she was telling me, she was getting very emotional. I thought, wow, this doesn't, on the surface, this doesn't really seem like a very substantive event. We got in the car, got out of the car, and that's about it. So now she's explicating this dream, not in italics anymore. The central elements of my dream are the gray interior, the car, the desert, the open window, and the water that drenches me. Let's start with the gray interior. It represents guilt. Guilt for what, you ask? Well, for lying to my brother about simple things, sometimes for no reason at all. My brother is the most important person in my life. So now you're starting to see why I want to use this essay in this video about family. She's introducing the most important person in her life, her brother. I've always just told him the truth and discussed me, us, and everything with him. What a great use of pronouns there. I was devastated when he decided to join the army. Decided? Carted off is more like it. I love the sort of like the very familial conversational tone of that. Carted off is more like it. And look at this line. It's not that I'm not patriotic. I'm not. But that's besides the point. So up till now, we've had these very simple lines, and we're going to see even more simple lines. I want him near me. I need him. So these 3-word, 4-word, 5-word sentences juxtaposed with it's not that I'm not, but that's not the point. This really syntactically convoluted sentence. Side by side, they accentuate one another. They strengthen the efficacy of both. He left me here all alone in my emotional desert. How can I not expect the worst? We both know where he's headed, a hellish crapsuit, in either Afghanistan or Iraq. I also chose this essay because of the war that's going on in Europe at the time of this filming. Today in particular has been a very devastating day. And I think of all the young people who are losing their family members. And this young person wrote this right after 9/11, which shows you how long ago we were working together, when her brother was sent off to support the U.S. efforts in the Middle East. So she was feeling the type of fear and anxiety that people around the world are feeling every day. And since he's left, I've changed. He has too. Wow, I'm getting emotional even reading this all these years later. It's so powerful. He's lost 40 pounds and has a 14-inch tattoo that reads D-I-S-C-I-P-L-I-M-E. Look at the use of the 40, 14, and the letters. It's like the letters also form a numerical line, like a fence. And he uses the F word like an assault rifle. Have I changed in response to his changes? I don't know, but I have changed, and that's for sure. For one thing, I've started to lie to him more. Perhaps I'm just protecting my heart or transferring my pain. Whatever the reason, since I've never deceived my brother before, it's true. I feel guilty. And I resent my parents more, but I've matured fast. I have to admit that. I've become the man of the house. Let's face it, Dad. Where have you been? All of a sudden, shifting gears, talking about her brother to now she's directly addressing her father. This is why I talk about layering, where there's almost a conversation, then there's almost an accusation. Dad, you made him go. Is that you picking me up on the highway masquerading as Amy? Does all that blustering emasculate you? Yeah. That's why the driver's side window is closed while mine remains open. It's always been a one-way conversation, and you drove him away. And the water, are those your tears or mine? Do you realize you've lost us? I want him back, Father. Very powerful, very moving essay. So let's go through the checklist, the 3 keys. Does she show vulnerability? Yes. Self-knowledge? Yes, she's talking about how she's lying. Her capacity to grow. She's saying that she had to grow because of the absence of both her brother and her father. Does it answer the 3 key questions? Who am I? How did she get this way? She says how she got that way. Feeling abandoned. Having to basically raise herself. And who she desires to be? Yes, she wants to be in relationship with her brother, being nourished by her father, her parents. It's a very unique delivery. It's talking about a dream. I talk about method of delivery. You can talk about a conversation you've had or a letter. This is one of the most unique essay formats, talking about a dream and explicating a dream. It's very mysterious what's happening in this dream. It isn't until the second to last paragraph where you really realize it's the pain that she feels by her father that's the central theme of this essay. The magical you did this, you abandoned me this way. And also the use of conflict with her father, and the tension that she's feeling through her brother's distance is allowing her to demonstrate her growth. It's very simple. Most of the lines are short, compact, but if you go back, you look at it's juxtaposed with these longer semicolon dash clauses right next to them. And there's very limited description. It's not a descriptive essay, although the dream itself has some elements of description. It's very layered, like we talking about to her brother. She's talking about Amy, talking about the dream. But most importantly, she's talking about how she's grown because of her father's absence. Keep in mind, this is not about your family, this essay. It's about how your family has shaped you, if you choose to write about your family. It's a wonderful topic and one that I urge you to consider to write about. Thank you for joining me tonight. I am Durst, the Wordmuse.